Alright, enough of that. Hi, it's Scola and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about race on YouTube. So let's get into it. So this is something that I want to talk about for a little while because I did do something similar last year and I wanted to kind of do a follow-up of what's happened since I made that video because I feel like a lot of things happened since then. So last year I made a video called White YouTubers Stand Up to Cancer, and it was quite a controversial one just because obviously I was talking about a charity that was essentially trying to do good, obviously standing up to cancer. So it was a really tricky video for me to make and get my point across without people thinking I was just attacking a charity basically. But I feel like a lot of people understood where I was coming from. If you don't know the situation, basically the campaign was very white and it kind of was a really good representation of what YouTube looks like in terms of people who get opportunities or who get pushed on YouTube and stuff like that. They all tend to be white creators. Now this is a tricky topic to talk about because a lot of people don't see it. Like, you'd have to kind of open your eyes or see it from a different point of view to be able to understand where I'm coming from basically. There are genuinely some people in this world that still think that racism is dead, that because laws were put in place that's when racism just left, but it didn't, because there's still racist people and there's still a system that favors a certain race rather than others. Some people just don't get that and it's a shame, but what you gonna do about it? Like, I'm probably gonna get some kind of comment down below that will kind of argue that racism is dead and that I should stop complaining, but here I am talking about it again. But I want to talk about kind of what happened since I made my last video because I started experiencing something that was a little bit weird, but I feel like a lot of people actually experience and I've never heard anybody talk about it, so I want to talk about it. And that is a feeling of, do I actually really deserve this? Because I realized that I am a token black person or a token black girl, whatever you want to call me. Basically, if you don't know what a token black person or a token anything is, it's basically someone put there to kind of fill in a quota or to make something look more diverse. You'll get it in TV shows, you'll get it in movies and stuff like that, where they just like put a certain person there just to kind of make sure you got everything covered. That's what I felt like I became. That I've always felt like that, definitely, but then it kind of made me feel a bit more like that since I made that video because I started getting more opportunities because of that video, because I feel like a lot of people saw that video and then they were like, oh crap, we need to do something about it, and they started doing something about it and I kept getting asked to do certain thing and I was like, and I'm like, are you choosing me because you actually want me to do this? Are you choosing me because I just made a fuss about it and pulled out the race card, so now you're a bit like, oh, we better do something just so she doesn't say anything anymore? So like a really good example of that is the YouTube campaign that I was in last year. I was on billboards across London, I was on ads all over online. It was massive, but it was mad because that's a campaign that YouTube does every year. They put millions into, but in the past they've only ever had white creators involved, or even in America they always have a certain type of girl involved. Like, I think there was a picture, some of the ads in America that YouTube have done, and they were like literally the same girl each year. Like, it was like Bethany Mota and like Michelle Phan, who isn't white, but like it was like she still looks like a certain kind of girl. Anyway, if I find the pictures I'll insert them, because otherwise me just saying it just sounds a little bit like weird. So then when I got involved in the campaign I felt a bit weird because I very quickly realized that, one, I was the smallest channel, like the tiniest channel in the campaign. I had the least amount of views out of everyone. I don't know, I'd done the least amount of stuff. I don't know, maybe I just was putting myself down, and I think I was, because, you know, I started feeling a bit inadequate because I was like, I actually feel like maybe they chose me because of that video. And I was speaking to someone at YouTube about it. I was like, real honest, I was like, yo, it's really fishy. Like, I don't know why I'm in this campaign. Like, and we were just looking through my channel talking about videos, and we started talking about my Stand Up to Cancer video, and he was like, actually that might have actually put you on the map, but not for the reason you think. It's not because they just chose you just because they wanted to like shut you up or just put a black person in, but because you reflected something good on YouTube and you were like actually speaking about issues that need to be spoken about, and that put you up in the running because nobody else was speaking about it in the way that you were, shining a light on it. So that's probably why you got involved. So I was like, oh, that makes me feel a lot better. But then I realized that a lot of people tend to feel this sense of, do I deserve this? For example, my sister did a master's degree and she got a bursary for it, which basically is like a scholarship. Like, she didn't have to pay for any of it, and now she's part of this like really elite group of people, but it's like all white people. Like, when she goes to the events for this like elite group, like she's one of the only black people, or the only one, I'm not sure, and she was like, I'm not sure if I got this because I deserve it or just because they wanted to fill in a quota because they realized it was like far too white. And so it made her feel inadequate. She was like, I don't know why they would have chosen me. There must have been so many people who are much better for this or deserve the bursary way more, and I just got it just because I'm black or whatever, blah blah blah. And I was like, this is terrible. It's getting to a point where like black people are getting opportunities, but at the same time you don't even know if you're getting it because you're actually talented in what you do or you're good at what you do. You might just be getting it just because you're black, basically. So this is a worry that I had, and I feel like maybe other people might feel like that. So I just want to share my revolution. It wasn't a revolution. Revelation. My revelation on this topic and how I feel about this now, because I did go through a stage where I was feeling a bit, and then I realized actually no, you know, I had to really tell myself, actually no, Scola, you deserve everything you get. You are good at what you do. And I had to like hype myself. I had to be my own hype man. I was like hyping myself like, Scola, you need to stop thinking like this because actually you're very good at what you do and you do deserve these things. And yeah, you might be the only black person involved in this or whatever, but like know that these businesses or these companies that choose certain people for opportunities and stuff like that and jobs and anything in any sector, if they choose you, even if they're doing it to fill a quota because they realize they're not diverse enough, know that they wouldn't just pick anybody. They wouldn't just be like, oh, she's black, we'll just put her in. There's still businesses, there's still companies that want to make money and they want to reflect the best they possibly can. So if they're gonna choose somebody, and even if they're gonna choose them just because they need a black person, they're gonna choose the best person they can find, like a good talented person, because they're not gonna choose just a randomer. So I came to that realization, and I realized I feel like people still are just trying to fill in quotas and make diversity a thing, but soon enough things will just be naturally diverse. Like at the moment it feels forced, and I feel like that's better than nothing. And I feel like it's good that businesses are now worryingly thinking about that consciously, and a lot of people say that's bad actually. They shouldn't just pick people just because of that, but it's like we have to do it in a forceful way so one day it just works naturally that they just pick people and it's just automatically diverse, because that's the way the world is, and the world is just diverse. And I think that will definitely become a thing, but for now it will be one of those things where it's like it feels forced because it is forced, because people are not used to diversity. They're not used to being diverse. They're used to this thing that society has told them, like, okay, if you need a beauty girl to do a brand sponsorship, okay, she has to look like this. And that doesn't just go for race, it goes for weight, it goes for gender, it goes for sexuality. All of these things that we're only just coming to terms with that will feel forced right now. Like it feels forced when they put like gay or bi relationships in shows, or they put that into like a narrative. It'll feel forced for now, but one day it'll just feel so natural. It won't feel like they're doing it just to make people happy, you know? One day it'll just be a thing that's just naturally happening just because it works. So yeah, I just want to talk about that and like kind of share how I've been feeling on that matter, because it really did bother me for a while. I felt like, do I deserve this? And I feel like, you know, it kind of like broke my heart that other people who are proper talented, like it wasn't until my sister said that thing about her bursary that I felt really heartbroken. I was like, wow, like my sister is so talented. Like she works so hard, she is amazing at what she does. And so it broke my heart that she actually thought she just reduced herself to being chosen just because of her color. And then it's a thing of, actually, yeah, you might have been chosen because of your color, because they need to fill in a quota, but they also chose you because you were the best that they could find within that quota as well. And then eventually they will open the pool where they won't be like picking like 5 white people and 1 really great black person. They'll be picking just like a diverse pool. I hope I got everything across, because whenever I talk about race I get so scared, because I know like it's really hard to get your point across well, and some people might not get it, or I might be thinking about something differently, or I might not be as educated on this topic as I really should be. I'm just speaking from like experience and my feelings and stuff. So but I always think it's really important to talk about race and create conversation about it, because I don't know, I just think it's really important. And yeah, I just want to talk about that today, and I hope you kind of got where I was coming from and then didn't get lost in translation and stuff. I'll probably be really nervous before I post this, but yeah, I just want to keep the conversation going. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay healthy, stay luscious, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!